Here, come on in. Crystal's here, let's begin. No time for that fake stuff. Diamond in the rough, we dive in. Nose wide. Real talk, hit it hard. Opinions more than real. Crime talk, that's the deal. Crystal's crime conversations. Real talk, no hesitations. Crystal's crime conversations. Fun and raw, all sensations. Come on in. Fun and raw, all sensations. Let's go.
But you ought to know that these hills and these hollers have eyes. But you ought to know that these hills and these hollers have eyes and have ears. And you know, pretty much when you act a fool late at night, you ain't the only one seeing it.
Public. That was Chase stalking the elderly lady. The family had to stop it. He was arrested that night. That was him with the threats that somebody heard it. That was a crazy night. The next video I'm going to show, I'm going to be honest with you, I took it because I liked the lady's commentary on it. I agreed with her. I think you guys should listen to it. However, I don't know whose fucking video this is. I can't find it again. So, however, I think it's worth a listen. It's about Penny complaining about people complaining about wanting public information about the marathon and billboards or whatever money.
Service announcement on behalf of a very good man.
Let's see what we got.
So just wanted to do that because, you know, I'm quiet. I stay quiet. Whenever it comes to drama, I don't pick sides. You guys aren't my kids. Actually, I just stepped away from helping my kid get caught up on his homework to come here because this is just fucking ridiculous. Excuse me for that. But this isn't going to be a long one. This isn't going to be long at all.
Penny doesn't sound too happy. And she usually doesn't, from what I've witnessed, get involved in the drama.
Just wanted to say I have tried to stay out of grown folks bickering. I have outright publicly refused to. And when you all, whoever this shoe fits, all of you, cause an uproar about fundraisers and how they're handled, when and if people should be handling them, if it's legitimate, if it's not, if it's done correctly, where's it going, when's it getting there, etc., etc., etc. You all should do your due diligence behind the scenes to find all of your answers before taking to the internet to pose the questions.
I'm going to let her finish, but I have something to say.
To people who are just as, if not more, ignorant to the situation.
I was gonna say.
Get all of the facts privately, not in front of a public audience where egos are on full display on every side, before taking your assumptions to agencies and affecting real lives and businesses of people.
Okay. First of all, the problem with this is this fundraiser was done publicly. So now you have these subs that are asking questions, okay? That's going to be public. Questions are going to be asked publicly. That's what happens. Welcome.
And I will add that when subs are giving their money to a fundraiser to help find this baby, and they're taking in so much money, it's important that transparency is key. You can't hide shit. And I didn't agree with Penny when she did this. She was pissed off. She took Chase's side. She didn't want to argue with Chase. And it's almost as if after all the bad shit came out, even when Tiffany brought out Chase saying that Summer was in Indiana and Grandma knew where she was, Penny was still sticking up for Chase. It wasn't until Chasing Truth called the Billboard Lamar people, which I also have, will be showing soon, that Penny decided to go against Chase. I have a feeling Penny and Chase remained friends. I don't know what the deal was, but she defended the shit out of him. And she didn't want to be transparent with anybody. Crystal took the words right out of my mouth. People want to know where the money is going. Correct.
To a fundraiser on YouTube. Welcome to the shit show. Happens every time. As for taking them to agencies, not sure what to stop recording, so let's continue. I don't know what agency she's referring to. Let's see.
We're only ever trying to help.
I gotta go get my pillow.
Ask for a resolution and understanding privately, because no one hears you when you yell. Why? Why does no one hear you when you yell? Because they're not listening to understand. They're listening to respond.
Look who it is. Trixie.
And then the message gets misconstrued on a massive level. Opinions and assumptions get taken as fact.
You're going to notice Trixie's the mod. Odd.
When it's speculation. And there is no reason at all why someone who hasn't done shit but look for Summer should come home to a couple of badges in his driveway asking about some money he has never touched. It was rape.
What money? And do you hear this? She was mad. Good morning, Reckoning. She was mad because the police showed up at Chase's to question him about the billboard money. She's stating he didn't take no money. What? He did it publicly, Penny.
With the good intentions, an idea that he supported for the love of Summer. So before y'all go reporting fraud and claiming a scam,
Marion,
get off the public platforms, because you're asking more questions than you're proving and providing answers. And Chase was the one who felt the effects of that today. All of this bullshit today and yesterday and the day before and the day before that. And that man has done nothing to deserve. This is ridiculous. Find out your facts, ask your questions privately, settle your disputes behind the scenes. It's not, this isn't, you know what? I was about to say this is entertainment, but clearly it is. So from Chase to everyone who can't settle their grievances with each other behind closed doors, he says, fuck you all. From his mouth to my stream.
This is the problem. Again, this fundraiser was done publicly. Now it's raised questions
Fuck you all.
because of that deleted stream of transparency. Okay? There's always going to be questions and chaos when money is involved on YouTube. So, Penny, welcome to YouTube. Welcome to a fundraiser on YouTube. This is what happens. I see it all the time. Even if your intentions are pure, it's what happens. It's sad. But I say question everything. As for the agencies being called, I would love to know what you're talking about. Further explain that. I think it's okay for people to ask questions. They're going to.
Listen.
They're going to. It's going to happen.
The feds ain't going to show up at somebody's house unless they have reason to. This was not about Summer being missing. It was about money. Okay? They're not. So for Penny to get on here, for all we know, it was Lawson. It was the Churchill Rescue Squad. It was somebody that called these agencies to have them come in and check on this billboard money. Then Chase disappears, right? And then there's all this, not really disappears, because he stuck around for a little bit to defend himself. He went on Mystery Angels. There was a couple calls and visits to Lamar, which we're going to get into. But the next live we're going to listen to is one of the first lives. I believe it might be even the first live of Chase coming on Penny's panel. I found that this morning. I didn't know I had this. I listened to a few minutes of it, not much. But I figured we could sit back and listen because this is how Chase come on the scene. He was, what I heard of this is he's talking about how nobody has flyers up, which is bullshit. There was flyers. People in Kingsport and Beach Creek, the whole world knew. They were broadcast in summer all over the news. To me, this is just bullshit and a way for whoever to try to make money off Summer's case to weasel their way in. It's an opening. So let me go ahead and put it on.
Okay. So for everybody who's tuning in right now, I wanted to thank 423 Chase for coming on and talking to us about what's going on in the area with Summer Wells and the things that he's doing to help find her. I did see earlier that he was going to talk to one of the, I guess, maybe, what was it, like the food city people? Was it like the managers, or tell us about that?
Yeah, we have two major grocery chains in this area, I guess you could say. One being Food City, and the other being Ingles. And Food City was closer to me. Ingles is their home base is in Black Mountain, North Carolina, which I will be hitting them up next. But the Food City over here, there was a lady sent me or left a comment on one of the videos, and I've got to give credit to her because it was her idea. And if you go to the videos, you can see who it was. I cannot remember her name right now to save my life, and I feel bad for that because she deserves all the credit. But I spoke with Food City today, and if they can get this approved, I mean, guys, we're talking anywhere from 25,000 flyers being given out in a weekend. I mean, that's, and maybe even more. I mean, because you figure just in this area alone, there's 5 food cities, and they go everywhere from here to Southwest Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, all the way down to Knoxville. I mean, we're talking a lot of grocery stores, and you imagine doing that for a week. How many people go in and out of grocery stores? I mean, come on, this will
Yeah.
be amazing, So I just keep your fingers crossed, but I don't see a problem with it. I think they'll be more than glad to do it. And I just wanted everybody to know that when we went out, there was seven of us went out Saturday putting up flyers. We got almost 500 flyers, and no business turned us down. Nobody turned us down whatsoever. So I don't know where that's coming from. I mean, I know businesses have rules, but we had no problems whatsoever.
So, whenever you went to the food city and talked to the people, were you able to speak to somebody? What did they say? They
Yes.
said yes, right? Or
I spoke with one lady, and she said, everything is we live in a higher up world. One person has to get the next person, but she was really excited about it, and she, basically we're just waiting on approval. That's it.
yeah.
Like I say, I don't see any problems at all with it. I think it's going to go great.
So I remember Dawn saying that the local businesses were having issues with people wanting to put their flyers up. What? And you're saying that's not the case, that people are letting you put the flyers in the window?
I'm telling you right now, we went downtown Kingsport, Center Street, Church Street, went all the way up and down Stone Drive, which if you get the area, there's not really a lot in Rogersville where I'm hitting at. So we're trying to stay more in Kingsport, because there's Rogersville and Hawkins County is more of a rural area, and Kingsport's more of a city, so there's more people. So we're trying to get, a lot more. That's basically the only place that's got a lot of businesses in the area to do it at. Rogersville has a few. As a matter of fact, I do know there's some stores in Rogersville that do have flyers up. I've been there, I've seen it. But, it bothered me because I started hearing that from people. And, like I said, I did not have any trouble whatsoever. None of our people did. We weren't turned down anywhere. They were happy to take them. So.
Wow. That is a 100% opposite of what has been told so far. That's crazy.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what exactly was the turning point for you where you decided that this needs to have some boots on the ground operations going on? What made you feel so compelled to do that? Because I know in our own way we're all trying to help find summer, but are these things you've been doing from the start, or have you been was there a point in when you just couldn't sit by anymore?
Well, when we first heard about it, it was actually on June the 15th. You know how you get the alert on your phone when they finally turned it to an Amber Alert. And I thought, my first thought, because I know that area well, my first thought, and I can remember it like it was yesterday, I thought, oh my God, there's been a bear or a snake got this little girl, a snake bitten, because it is true. There's wildlife in that area. Okay.
Mhm.
So I went on thinking that for maybe, a couple of weeks. And, the more searching and then the more interviews and everything, that went out of my mind, because when you start finding the times out that she was supposed to have disappeared, there's no bear going to be out like that in broad daylight, not with all those dogs. And,
Mhm.
So I got thinking, I kept thinking and kept thinking. And, I thought, why is this not on the news anymore? Why is nothing happening? So a friend of mine, he works for me, and he said, have you watched this on YouTube? And I said, no. I said, the only thing I watch on YouTube is, jokes and funny stuff. So
Yeah.
anyway, I started watching it, and I thought, this isn't right. Something's wrong. So I got myself, 2 people that work with me. There's an off-duty officer. There's an EMT, actually 2 EMTs. There's about 8 of us at all times. And we just went out here and started looking. I thought, something's got to be done. So, we went out doing the flyers. We went out doing, searches. I mean, you go around here and you ask, you got to have permission. But
Okay. Hey, Ellen. Hey, Mama Bear. Sorry, I stepped away to make lunch. I haven't eaten lunch yet, and I've been up since 3 a.m. I got drunk yesterday, went to sleep, woke up at 3 a.m., and I've been up ever since. Yeah. EMS, off-duty officers, that's what I was stopping for. 8 of them. Now, Linda also mentioned when I showed you guys the other day on that I think it was the 13-hour call, 8 people. Who are the 8 people? Right there, that goes to show you Linda was one of the 8 people. Good morning, Rapper. Good morning, Victoria. So, there's that. Yes, hello, everybody coming in. Hit the like button. Right there, Linda and Chase, both 8 people, ex-cops, EMSs. Where are the rest of these people? That's what I want to know. Who were the 8 people? I'm going to bet Twister's one of them.
like I said, we've lived in this area all of our lives. We know a lot of people in the area.
Mhm.
All it takes is go up, knock on the door, and they start letting, they'll let you do anything once they know it's for this 5-year-old little girl. So
I didn't know that about Scott, but Chase was, what did Tiffany say the other day, 11 days or something before Summer went missing. And I believe Penny too. Yeah, who was the off-duty officer, Chase? Crazy. I'm going to eat my lunch while you guys listen.
and
So you're
that's just,
saying that the locals are not having any problems with you doing property searches in their property?
no, ma'am. They come out and help us. You know, well, like take for instance, I think it was Friday. We had an 86-year-old man walking his back creek with us. I mean, these people they want to help. They there's a lot of love for that little girl in this area, and she needs to be found, and that's what we're not going to give up until she's found.
Yeah. And I know so many people wish that they could be there searching too. I I can't tell you the amount of people who have lost sleep just trying to connect dots because everything that falls out of the parent's face is absolute trash.
Well, that's a lot of what I don't understand. If and all we can go on is what they say. I mean, Candace, from what I can understand, Candace said it was 2 minutes that she took Summer over to the house and was in there for 2 minutes. Now here's what I don't understand. If that little girl came out of that house on her own, where, to me, there's two places she would have went. She would have went to her swing, or she would have went back to her mom and grandmother where she just came from.
Mhm.
Now, the other story is if someone was down there waiting on her, would they not have been in there for all day with those three boys? I mean, weren't the three boys at home that whole day?
Yeah, that's what
By
they said.
themselves? So, none of it makes sense to me. And like I say, if you're 1,000 miles away, you can't really get a grasp of what's going on as if you're right here in the area. And like I say, it's not many mixed, feelings here in this immediate area.
Yeah. Chasing Justice just joined us, and I wanted to allow her some time. She said she doesn't have very long, but I wanted to allow her some time to talk about a case that she's working on, which I think you did speak to her about. And I just want everybody to pay attention to this story because it's very important, and she's covering it, and she's doing a good job with helping the mom. And so I'm just going to be quiet now and let her talk while we still have her.
Okay.
Go ahead. Let's see. She says, if I drop off, I'll try to get back on. Internet is super slow. So she is covering it on her YouTube, and it's Crime Scene Uncovered. So if everybody want to go over there and make sure you see what she's been working on with this case. So just you can just start talking whenever you are able to. Until then, I'll just keep talking to 423. And my next question would be, in the people that you talk to out there, what is the consensus? What is the feeling in the air?
Well, most of the people you talk to here, they don't really come out and say that the parents actually did it, but they do say that they know more than they're telling. And I don't know if it's just the way they're talking, the way they try to explain stuff, or the way they're telling the story, or whatever, but it doesn't add up to me. And maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but it doesn't add up to me. I think they know more than they're saying. Somebody knows, and somebody needs to open their mouth so this child can be found. And the longer it goes on, the more aggravating it gets. And it's not going to get any better for anybody.
Yeah, it's pretty surprising because somebody else that I was talking to said that they're surprised that Dawn and Candace haven't been run out of Rogersville already. So Rogersville can continue on with the business of being Rogersville. Do you think that's an accurate observation?
Yeah, I do. And that's what we don't want to happen. I mean, you don't want one bad thing turning into two bad things or three bad things or so on and so forth. I mean, these, like I say, it just takes one crazy person to do something to mess everything up, and that's what nobody wants. And that's what I try to stress so much when there's people arguing and fussing on here. it doesn't matter right now who did what. Let's let's keep it on Summer. Let's find this baby. I mean, I pray to God she is still alive, and if she is, she's going through hell. So let if everybody would put all their resources together and find this youngin, I mean, it breaks your heart. It does.
Yeah.
I heard him say tonight. Now this is what got me. I don't know if anybody else heard it, but I heard it. He was on a channel there, and he said that he took off work today and went searching, but the people wouldn't let him search on their property. We've not run into that at all. I mean, everybody has been more than willing to, just like I said, they will even go out and look with us. I mean, it's
I wonder if
nobody's
it's
going to
because
turn
it's him.
That may be. If that's the issue, then so be it. But people will let you search. I mean, we're not having any trouble.
Okay. Sorry, I ran to the bathroom, rinsed my plate off, and got some water. He was talking about, or Penny asked him, people want to run Dawn and Candace out of the area. Why would you say that? These people have a missing child, Penny. Okay? Why would people want to run them out of the area when they're looking for their child? Like, the people in the area want to help them find their child. I find that like a gross comment. And it shouldn't even have been brought here. Are you here to help Summer or make people mad so that they do want Dawn and Candace ran out of the area? I didn't know Scott H did. I agree. Yeah, he's laughing. Like, why would you say shit like that, Penny? How professional is that? This is how the attacks on Dawn and Candace started. Just saying. You're making your audience believe your narrative. So let's run them out. What did you need? Pitchforks?
No, and there's people out here looking. I mean, please, if you live away from here, don't think that people are not looking for this little girl. I don't know how many hours we have into it.
Mishu, I don't know if you just came in, but just like Linda, he said there were 8 of them searching. So we know now that Linda and Chase were searching. We know Linda and Scott were calling each other minute 1, day 1, the very second the alert went out, according to Scott and Linda, really. Yeah. He does sound nervous. Yep, you're welcome. He said there were 8 of them. So he's confirming exactly what Linda said.
And
And
that
you
don't
said
matter.
that you guys have a drone you're using too, right?
We have 2 drones. Yes, ma'am.
That's amazing.
Who had drones?
And you guys go check out his YouTube because he has videos driving around the Meadows subdivision where Dawn was working, and I believe still is working. But just kind of giving you a lay of the land. He also did a video driving to the wetlands, the water park over there, and then showing how close the wetlands is to the Meadows. And just if you want to get a feel and have a look at what exactly it looks like over there.
And here's the other thing too. They had us all researching the wetlands. Isn't that funny? Donna Serafina mentions the wetlands and carousels, and Summer didn't go missing from Dawn's job. Summer went missing from Hawkins County, not Washington County. Summer, there was no reason for them to add all the extra in there to create narrative after narrative after narrative. Like, why are you going to these places? Okay, Candace and Hunter did say that Summer was supposed to go to a water park, so that could be why, but shouldn't that be up to the police to figure out? Like, they would go there and get camera and video. If the police ain't looking into that, why are you going that extra mile? Mullen had a drone, the PIs had a drone. I'm going to assume Twister was part of this team. Yeah, Green Eyes. Chase lied, saying Grandis had Summer in Indiana. Piece of shit, Brad. I agree. Or did somebody tell Chase that? It's just odd. Odd shit. Hey, Crystal, how the fuck would Chase know how Summer was being treated? Is he the one that said she's okay? Yeah. Yep. Cost Dawn and Candace their jobs, guilty or not, overstepping big time. They should have never been on Dawn's property. I'm not muted. Can you guys hear me? Are you guys hearing me? Okay. Because I'm not muted. I don't know what's going on here. All right. But yeah, they just shouldn't have been driving around all these places and searching for Summer. She didn't even go missing from that area. That's up to the police. It's overstepping and hindering, in my opinion.
Then go head over to his YouTube page. Let's see.
And you can see it's not easy terrain. I mean, it's rough. I mean, it's rough searching in a lot of these areas.
I actually have some pictures. So let me see. These were sent to me yesterday. Let me see. Okay, I need to share my screen. There we go.
I said, I agree, Reckoning. Indiana's a big town. There are a lot of creators from there.
I don't know if everybody can see that. Let me see.
Guys, hi, Kurt. Yeah. I think he said Dawn and Candace told him that, or somebody told him that. We can go back and listen to that another day. I plan on it anyway. Tiffany has it up, and I think I might even have it, but if not, I'll look for it. But we do need to listen to what he said about Summer being in Indiana again. I think that's important. Either somebody told him that. The thing is, he didn't like Dawn and Candace. Well, Mr. Wells, you hurt to know. I just showed you at the beginning of this. However, then the Indiana story comes up, and all of a sudden, they're best friends. Chase is going up on the hill, meeting with Benny. Like, strange shit, in my opinion. Oh.
Why isn't it working?
Yeah, Brandis is a hero, he said.
It's technology. Don't you love it?
Oh, because I didn't click share screen yet. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Share. Oh, I have to actually click the... There we go. I think that's going to... Oh my God. Is it sharing?
She always had problems.
I don't see anything.
Chasing, are you ready to tell your story?
Can you guys hear me?
Okay. Yay.
That's Chase.
Yay. Okay.
I
I
can
only
hear you.
have
This is Chase and Penny, and now Chasing Justice just came back on, and I believe she's going to tell us about Lisa Key's story. But it's odd, so early on here she is on Penny's with Chase, and Penny just said to Chase, "Oh, you know about that story. You told her you'd help her with it." And now we know Linda was also involved in this with the murder billboards. Yeah, that's Chase. Mama Bear.
a minute, so sorry guys. Yes, I have been covering the story of Aaron Shane Key. He was killed basically
Yep.
28 months ago, and it was made and ruled as suicide. A lot of corruption, a lot of crazy things going on with it. I've already done part 1 with his mom, and tomorrow at 4:15 on my other channel, which is Crime Scene Uncovered, we'll be going over part 2 of his story.
Okay.
And I've
Oh.
listened to that interview with her, and that was a hard listen. But it's important, and I encourage everybody to go over to Crime Scene Uncovered and don't make the mistake I did. Whenever you type crime scene, it's not how it's actually spelled. It's crime scene, SEEN.
Is she a mod for Ernie? That's interesting. I keep asking her to grab a leak. She's denying she's Kelly Fustos. Tiffany called her Kelly. She's extremely involved with Linda and now Chase. Funny Penny brings her up on her panel. Ponzi, you think? Just crazy.
So don't make the same mistake I did. So if I can ask you, and you don't have to answer, but I am going to ask questions because I know that you know people and stuff like that.
Okay.
There is a misconception going around that Don may not have been at work that day at all.
Wow.
What do you have to say about that?
No, he was at work that day, but he was not at work all day.
I bet Mama
But
Bear.
he was. Now this is. He was there, but there was a time where he left and came back, and this is from credible people that do the same thing he does. He was gone sometime between.
So Chase is on the property with Linda of his job, questioning people Dawn works with. Or Linda was questioning the parents coming to pick up their children at her daycare center. You hear Chase saying, "This is coming from people Dawn works with." Where was that? Jamie Killian? Aren't they the ones that went in and started talking to him, and then it got confused with Jamie Wilson, Chris McDonough, doxed Jamie Wilson. Jamie Wilson went on a tirade like a fucking weirdo. It's a lot, Mama Bear. I think they're all trying to get out of this fucking mess. Right, that's what I'm saying.
Three and 3:30 was not there. He was not at the Meadows then. No, he wasn't. And TBI already knows that. So I mean, it's not like anybody's saying anything anybody doesn't know. But no, ma'am, he was not there. He did leave and he did come back.
Well, a lot of people didn't know it because whenever I said it, people were, that was the first time that anybody had heard it, and I was quite afraid, actually.
No, don't be afraid, because he did leave. He did leave and go back. That, I mean, they know that. It's not like see, things get lost. I mean, we're human. We we want to know more. We want to know this. We want to know that. And humans, we're the most impatient creature there is. We want everything right then. We want answers right then. And people, they hear something, but they don't hear it. But yeah, he did leave, and that is known. But like you said, a lot of people didn't know that.
So
But it is the truth.
after this interview, I can't remember where, but Dawn was asked about leaving. Yeah, me neither, Green Eyes. I forget what I was saying. Let me go back a second.
He did leave.
Oh, Dawn leaving. At 3:30, they said Dawn went and had lunch. Dawn was questioned about that on another channel after this had come out. They said he was gone about 30 minutes. Dawn says he went to Dollar General to get lunch.
That is known. But like you said, a lot of people didn't know that. But it is the truth.
Yeah, see, LJ in chat just said, I never heard that, and I watch everything.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but he did leave, and that is from people that do the same thing that he does at the same place. See, you got Tucker Building is not just Tucker Drywall. I mean, everything they're doing in the meadows over there is by Tucker Building. It's Tucker Building, it's Tucker Construction, it's Tucker Drywall, Tucker Plumbing. I mean, you can Google it and find and see for yourself. I mean, they don't just do drywall. If you go right through the meadows at the new buildings, you're going to see a sign, Tucker Buildings. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I would hire Tucker Buildings to build my house. They are good people. They're, they've always had a good, good reputation. So I'm not trying to bash on them at all. But, they're good. They're good at what they do.
Chasing, you're back. Are you able to talk some more?
Maybe,
Yes.
but I don't think so, Mama Bear.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
We're getting all the residual rain and wind from the storm.
He's been around. He was a very big part of Summer's case. You probably heard it on here. He sounds a lot like Scott H, but he's definitely not Scott H, nor that I could see is he related to Scott H. But he's been around. He did all the vigils. He did all the drives. He was on Penny and Scott's channel. He was on Cracking Cases. He was with Mystery Angels. I've shown him. So you probably heard his voice. Yeah, this is Chase, honey. It's all Chase. It's just Chase and Penny. And then Chasing Justice comes up on the panel a couple times for a few minutes. She doesn't stay long. Hey, little Dev, how are you today? Like Duper's Delight vocally. For real.
So my internet keeps going out. So I'm going to try to make this quick. So in part one, we went over kind of like the basics about what happened. Tomorrow, we're going to really dig in and focus on that day, what happened on Turkey Town Road. As I've been working with his mom, we've uncovered a lot of crazy stuff that goes on out there. And it's not something to take lightly, but apparently this kind of stuff, I mean, everything that people have speculated about, like the drug trafficking, the sex trafficking, all of that stuff is really going on in Tennessee as well as other areas. And something has got to be done about it, because with everything that I have seen,
Thank you.
there's no way that Aaron killed himself. And I believe that 150. Our main
Yeah.
goal, we would like to.
I'm sorry. Can you say again what the location of this case is?
It happened on Turkey Town Road.
And that's in Tennessee.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The house that it happened at, it's a family that has been there for 5 generations.
They're Nashville.
So we'll go over a little bit about, how we led up to that day, and then focus on what happened that day, and kind of talk about some pictures I've seen, some evidence that was left at the scene by law enforcement. I'll tell you right now, I'm making some people in Tennessee mad.
Yeah.
With another case I'm working on, Joshua Bohannon, who is missing and has been for almost 3 months. Law enforcement instructed his family to take their Facebook page down, and they think that I am actually the person in charge of running that page. My post announcing part 2 that's going to take place tomorrow for Aaron was actually.
So you were having issues in Josh's case? Chasing justice? So you were not trusted in another case? Did I hear that correctly? No, I covered Josh. I showed you guys that. So we're going to go back and listen to that. We'll start right here.
So we'll go over a little bit about, how we led up to that day, and then focus on what happened that day, and kind of talk about some pictures I've seen, some evidence that was left at the scene by law enforcement. I'll tell you right now, I'm making some people in Tennessee mad.
Yeah.
With another case I'm working on, Joshua Bohannon, who is missing and has been for almost 3 months. Law enforcement instructed his family to take their Facebook page down, and they think that I am actually the person in charge of running that page. My post.
So because they think you're the one in charge, first to fuck off, his Facebook page was not taken down. His family runs it. Up until I was on Facebook, I was still on that page. But because they thought you were running it, they wanted it taken down. Well, ain't that quite fucking interesting?
Announcing part 2 that's going to take place tomorrow for Aaron was actually reported to Facebook. So someone's watching and someone isn't wanting things to be talked about.
Yeah. I just had one of my videos put, YouTube took it down.
So this is her telling us that we shouldn't trust her. That she's already being looked at, and the officers are saying they need to take pages down if she's in charge of them. Is that what I just heard? She pretended to be a TBI agent. Fucking crazy, dude. I'm sorry, Chasing Justice. Fuck you. You won't grab a link. You say you have pictures. I want to see you talk with your face. I'm going to believe you're Kelly Fustos until you prove me differently. Since Tiffany's calling you Kelly, and now you're involved in all these fucking cases. With Linda, with Chase, talking to Penny. Man.
It was the one that I just did today with pictures of Summer with bruises and talking about, recognizing abuse and neglect, and they took it down.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's
if she's modding for Ernie, that's scary. I gotta pee. I took my medicine. I'm gonna be right back. If I'll hear it from in there. But holy shit, yo!
Things going on that they don't want people talking about, and that's the cases I go after the most. Are the ones that people want to keep hidden. And I've been following Summer's case, and I followed the cash earning case. I just can't dig in too deep because it just, as a mom, it's just too hard on me. So I have a tendency to go after, have a lot of corruption and injustice behind them.
Mhm.
And that's just my passion, where my heart is. And that stems from what we went through when my brother-in-law was killed last year. I did most of that investigation and worked with the district attorney on my own. So there's just, I mean, I know that there's a lot of controversy and drama going on with Summer, but that all has to stop because she is the main focus. And the things I'm working on, Josh and Caitlin Ledbetter, who is also missing. We don't know where she is.
Those two boys, you remember them? I told
No.
you about them.
No, I kind of came in after the West Boys.
No,
I know.
not the West Boys. I'm talking about the two
other
boys,
two little boys
in
that you were
Tennessee.
telling me about. No, I can't find anything on them. It's crazy.
Exactly.
So, I mean, and it's not just Tennessee. I don't give Tennessee a bad rap by any means. It's a beautiful state, and unfortunately, I might not ever be able to visit there. But
Yeah.
I mean, something has to be done. We have to take our world back from the evil that's out there. I know we'll never be able to put a complete stop to it, but we need to get some closure for these families, if nothing else.
Yes. And I actually am going to be pointing somebody in your direction.
Okay.
This case is 16 years old.
Wow.
And it sounds very much like Rabbit's case.
Yeah. And after talking to his mom, there's a few cases out there that are like that. And a lot of them tie back into the same people in one way or another. And Chase, you might know the people that I'm talking about.
I have an uncle that lives. You're talking about the Hillman case, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have an uncle that lives in Cookville, so I know exactly what you're talking about. When you said to Google it, I didn't even have to Google it. I knew right then what you were saying. Yeah.
You know, the old man that was in the house that this happened at, he passed away recently. So that means things are going to get a lot worse out there. The main thing we're wanting to accomplish, and what I have made a vow to make it happen, is we need to get his death certificate changed from suicide. I would even take undetermined, but he has children and they don't need to grow up, having people tell them, oh, well, your dad killed himself, because that's not the case. I mean, there's just no, it didn't happen like that. Yeah. So, I mean, they have to live without their daddy now, and that in itself is heartbreaking. And I saw a message not too long ago where his daughter had actually got in touch with his mom, and they were talking about a father-daughter dance, and she said, she's always wanted to go to a father-daughter dance ever since she was a little girl. She'll never get to. And that was devastating to me.
Yeah.
So tomorrow at 4:15 Central, I'll be on my other channel. It's Crime Scene Uncovered. You'll have to, when you do the filters, do it for the channel, because that's the only way it'll bring up the channel. It's so new that it just doesn't pop up in a general search.
Well, I'll put a link in the description of this whenever it's over.
Okay.
And I'll also link 423 Chase.
All right. Well, I'm going to hop off here because my signal is really low, and I know that they're working on some power lines around here. So, but thank you for letting me come on and say a little bit about it. And I would love to join you again and talk more about Summer and give you my opinions on it. I haven't done that much. Last time I did that on Friday, people have been having a field day with it. But
oh God, I know.
We're combating that too. So all the bullies on the other team, you know, they're in for a big surprise.
Good. I love surprises.
All right, and Chase, I'll be in touch with you very soon, and then hopefully you can stop by tomorrow and check out my stream. All right,
I
everyone,
sure
have a good
will. Thank
night.
you for what you're doing.
Have a good
You
night,
too.
everyone. Bye bye.
All right. Bye. So Chase, there's
There's a
some
question.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
There's a question. There's a question on here, I think, from Crystal Sims about the trafficking ring that was busted today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was due to Summer's search, but I think right now let's give this little girl credit for everything that goes on around here. Because nobody else is. I mean, Dennis won't even.
I guess I have the question in that chat.
They don't care to go out and try to find out who has the best hamburgers and hot dogs.
Let me catch up with chat. Sorry, guys.
If you remember, I don't know how old you are, so I'm not going to get like.
That's awful. Of course, when he's answering my question, the audio goes down, so I couldn't hear him. I guess there was a trafficking ring bust that day. Oh, excuse me. Please let me get my grandson out of the room. Nico. Bye. You gotta go. I'm live. Can you take him downstairs more? Thank you. He just comes in and drives his little cars on my table. The other day I was live. He came in, he ran around the table and ran out of the room. Dang kids. So cute.
I'm sorry. Hold on just a second. I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm having a hard time hearing you. I don't know if everybody else is. I can hear you, but it sounds like you're far away.
Okay, kid, is that better?
No.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe that's the storm. Maybe I don't know. We're starting to get a little of it, but
It sounded like your finger might be over your mouthpiece or something. I don't know.
okay. What about now?
No. If everybody can hear him, just push 1. And if y'all can hear him, I'm good.
I think it's the storm coming in, maybe.
Okay.
Always the storms.
So I'm sorry I interrupted you. Hopefully you didn't lose your train of thought.
No, that's okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, and everybody in chat can hear you. So it does sound different than how when we first started, but I can still hear you. It's fine.
Okay. Well, like I said, it's starting to storm here, but yeah. Go ahead if you have any other questions. I'll be happy to answer them.
Okay, I'm just scrolling through chat right now to see. I have a question while I'm looking for other questions. Do we know what time Dawn got to work?
They usually start. Now, here's the thing. They cannot start before 7:30 a.m. and they have to be gone by 5:30 p.m. because the residents that live there right now. I've heard 2 or 3 different stories on what time I know he was seen at 8:30. I do know that. I do know he was seen at 8:30, and I know when he was last seen also.
Okay.
Why not give the
And that would be 5:30, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you do know that he left work at some point that day. Would you be able to say if that was normal? Like if he like goes to get lunch every day, or?
Well, lunch for them is between 11 and 1, So this was, you know,
I'm good, Luca.
this was way after 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Let me tell you what I did. I'm not a drinker, and every time I drink, I get really fucked up. Like, I had 2 slushies and them 3 shots. By the time I ended my live, I was 2 sheets of the fucking wind. I went in my bedroom. I must have been trying to change into my pajamas because I don't remember falling asleep, but I woke up in my bra and underwear. I was so confused at 3 a.m. I don't even know what time I ended my live yesterday, so I slept till 3 a.m. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed me drunk. I didn't even see the live. They took it down because of the music, so I hope it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I had a really bad headache this morning. My daughter-in-law gave me a pickle and some pickle juice, and then I took some Tylenol and it went away. But I'll probably crash early tonight, which is why I came early live. I'm going to try to stay up and do another live later, but who knows?
So, but they, you know, depending on what they do, they usually take lunch anywhere from 11 to 12 and then get back at 1. So,
Yeah.
Pickle juice is amazing for hangovers. When I woke up, my kids were drinking Jameson and pickle shots or whatever they call them. But pickle juice will take away a hangover. Good tip, guys.
Okay. Yeah, because I see that people are defending this time period where he left for about 35 minutes. Like, oh, maybe he just went to go get a sub.
as far as the septic tanks go, you do have to have a permit for that. They do have to come out and check the land. So, yes, they do.
I can barely hear him.
Okay. So what's the feeling on the work site? Because, you know, I know you don't work there, but I know people or, you know, some chain of connections like that. What is it?
I know you know some chain of connections from Dawn's job, and so does Linda. Because she babysits for him. Interesting.
Is it awkward? Or people like still cutting up with him or what?
No, he's
Probably.
you know, what I know is there's been a lot of questioning. I mean, these people's probably been questioned as much as he and Candace have been questioned. So it's pretty much hush hush, and I think everybody pretty much avoids going around him. Honestly, I mean, I know that's what.
A little off subject, but you guys know how I've been talking about my sister and I've been unable to get in touch with her. My stupid ass husband texted me when I woke up. I got a message from him. She finally wrote him back. She's okay. She's alive. So I don't have to worry about that today. I got to get a fucking Facebook. I got to figure out how I fight what they did so I could put my damn Facebook back up. I lost all my pictures, all my videos, all my contacts. I'm so pissed off.
They do. The ones that I know anyway.
So I did see a comment asking why people like Dawn with a criminal background get hired for that sort of job. And then like Dawn also said that he's hired some people that all turn out to be drug people. So it's like, what is the screening process to get this job? I mean, you're working in a residential area where people's kids are outside playing and who knows what else. Like, why are these people allowed to work there?
I really can't answer that. I don't know because, I know I wouldn't hire them at my business, but here's the thing right now with this COVID going on, there's been a lot of people
Higher.
laid off that are actually making more money staying at home than they are working around this area anyway. So I know, you can't go anywhere in this area that somebody is not hiring.
Agree.
It's not hard to get a job here right now. I mean, everyone is hiring. So, maybe they took a few bad apples in something. I don't know.
Maybe. So let's see.
Please.
LJ said, "Can you get the records for 110 Ben Hill? There are 2 tanks, one down by the road."
Yeah,
Is that what those blue things are?
happening.
Tanks?
Those blue things are covers to any kind of well system, a water system, a waste system. They're covers because a lot of those things require pumps in this area. I mean, a lot of people have to have wells, but it's the wells. It's not like what you see on TV. The cartoons and all, where you lower a bucket down in this big old hole. I mean, the wells around here are probably 5 inches in diameter, and they drill them and put a pump down there, and then it pumps the water up. So that's a big misconception too. You can't really dump anything in a well. I mean, it's impossible.
Yeah, my grandma has a well. She lives in Louisiana, and there's a cover on it and then a metal hand pump. But
No, Penny, you told us your grandmother lived in Tennessee. Now she lives in Louisiana. So fucking weird. They hire ex-offenders, homeless, down and outs for some charitable foundation, the SDA, do they? Listen, man, once you do your time and you come out, I think you should be able to have a job. And I think that people that hire felons are good people for doing so. However, she's right. There should be a background check or some sort of tracking on your employers so that you know where they're at all times. Dawn would say, I just come in and work. I was actually listening to an old lab interview with Dawn last night, and he would say, oh, I'll just come in and I'll stay. And then I leave whenever I want. I stay as long as I can. There should be like regulations when they're allowed there during work hours, during school hours, when children aren't there. I do think people that work on homes and such should have those background checks done, and they should know where they're at. I have to agree with Penny here. Yeah. A lot of small businesses were not open during this time. Chase was full of shit. You're fucked then.
it's not just like a big open void that goes way down into the earth. That's not what it looks like in real life, I don't think, from the one I've seen.
Yes.
But let's see. Yeah, somebody said that I want to find it. Let's see. I'm a general contractor. This happens all the time. They hire felons and pay them in cash.
There you go. He said it. I did.
I think my grandbabies are in my room trashing it. I might have to go step away and get them out of my room. They're not supposed to be in there. If I step away, you know why. So far, they're behaving. I'll give them a few.
Have to. So there you go.
Under the table kind of thing.
That's the truth. And right now, he can probably attest to what I'm about to say. If he's a general contractor, I'm sure he's called
How long was I muted? Like to come over here like I ain't talking shit. I'm just telling you what I see and what I'm hearing. Linda was fucking buddies with your friend Lisa Key all the way over by fucking God knows the other side of fucking Tennessee. You're friends with Tiffany far before Summer's case. Playing fuck shit games, somehow end up on true crime commentary with Chase, who's working with fucking Linda. And in this live, he says, oh, Chase is supposed to help you too. We just fucking listened to it. So don't come over here with some loud mouth like you're the shit, because I promise you, you fucking ain't badder than me. Ask these other fucking creators around here. Don't come over here with an attitude, because you will get one back. I've been quite fucking civil over all the shit I'm fucking hearing. Even trying to get the story of your friend and her son. However, you can't talk correctly to people. You ain't gonna come over and be disrespectful and think that I'm gonna fucking be respectful to you. Grab a fucking link, cunt. What you so scared of? When it's convenient for you. You're in my chat. You obviously got the fucking time. Hold on, guys. Well, I've seen your comments and your chats in all caps. Seem a little demanding to me. As far as Penny knows, she wasn't making claims about me. Linda doesn't know me. She only knows me through Lisa Kay because I was the first creator to cover Aaron's case. I put a lot of work behind the scenes on that case and developed a friendship with Lisa. There's so much more to everything than you know. Well, then you need to come out here and fucking say it. But no, I am absolutely not Kelly Fustos, nor does my voice. I don't know what Kelly's voice sounds like. Fucking number one. Number two, you and Tiffany had a fight at the beginning of Summer's case, claiming that Tiffany saying she was your friend, way prior to Summer's case. You ain't gonna come over here and play games with me, bitch. I'll tell you that right now. You could shut the whole fuck up. You need to come tell us what your fucking involvement was. Because I see involvement here. You haven't heard an attitude. Go fuck yourself in an attitude? I mean, I think coming to somebody's chat and telling them to go fuck themselves sounds a lot like a fucking attitude to me. All right. I'm going to go back to what I was doing before I was rudely interrupted by somebody who won't come tell the fucking story. Hold on. Oh, damn it. It changed my whole thing. Give me a minute here. No, I gotta go. Here it is. I'm gonna continue where I left off. Fuck.
I'm gonna help you.
Every time I mention her or play something she's on, she gonna come over and tell me to go fuck myself. Bitch, I'll tell you what the fuck. How about Chase? Since he was working with you in the background. Admittedly, just 5 minutes ago when we were listening to this.
You have to pay me under the table because I'm drawing more money right now sitting at home. So.
Yeah. Oh, God. My dogs are going to start barking. You better not. No, Ash. Oh, here we go. Let me see. Oh, Enchanted Life Pass said, I think they 100% will uncover rings in this case as this case goes on. Let me mute. barking at thunder.
Yeah, it's going. We're going to start getting some of it too.
Where is the mute button?
Where's he help? He come in?
Everybody keeps asking about the rings going on in Tennessee. There's three three major interstates that run through Tennessee. That's 40, 81, and 65. And either one of those interstates will get you out of Tennessee, but you have to use those to get to where you're going. I mean, those are three major interstates here. And a lot of times people use them for bad things, I guess. But that reminds me of one thing. When people are looking at the maps on they pull up where the maps are, for Rogersville and everything. There's a misconception about one. It's a 81.
Oh gosh,
81
I can't
is a
hear anything.
highway and an interstate. So be careful when you're looking at that. Highway 81 is what we're talking about here, not Interstate 81 when you're talking about paths back and forth to the Wales property.
That must be why there's so many missing kids in Tennessee.
Speaking of ELP help,
That's
I'm gonna go listen to
probably one reason.
that. I still haven't had a chance.
So good. All right, let's see.
Scott was connected to the lights. Admittedly, he went to school with them. He's friends with Annie. His dad bought moonshine from Grady Light, and then he ends up being cousins with them. He's cousins with Fred. We found that out. He's also related to TT. Scott came in with Linda, day one, minute one, who's also friends with TT. So you're saying 7 or 8. I'm going to say TT, Twister, Linda, Squall. Scott has a lot of connections. He lives in the area. However, he has family connections. He has told Fred that he and Fred are cousins. Why are they mundane questions? The only question I have for you is, how did Linda get involved and how did you meet Penny? Was it through Tiffany? What did you and Chase do behind the scenes? How close did you get to these people? Is Linda and Lisa Keys still friends? Because apparently Linda put her way into Lisa Kay's case. Even went there, not Kay, Lisa Key. Even went there, and Lisa Key's talking about she nearly jumped over the desk to choke a cop for Linda. Who brought the locals to YouTube? Jody Sue, in my opinion. Dawn and Candace. I think Dawn and Candace did. Squall schmoozied her way in, went up her craft supplies, and then all of a sudden everybody's all over there and they're all connected to her. Yeah, the truth is better than the BS. Nobody said she was local. Nobody said you met them. But I would like to know the story behind Lisa Key and Linda. Because Linda has played a lot of fucking games in Summer's case. And apparently they have a very close connection. She got on Lisa Key got on Tiffany's panel and explained their very close connection. And you were involved in that conversation. And you're a mod for Ernie? Odd. Okay, that makes sense. Why couldn't you just say that instead of coming over here and telling me to go fuck myself? I can understand your kid's home. You don't gotta come over here being fucking rude. I wasn't being rude to you, nor have I ever been. I have questions, and they're not mundane questions. They have to do with all this billboard shit and money stolen. And some are being missing, in my opinion. From what I can see, yeah, she was in Discords. She was covering Aaron Key, which is Lisa Key's son. But Lisa was on Tiffany sticking up for Linda and saying how Linda was also involved in billboards all the way across the fucking state. You don't be rude to me, I won't be rude to you. But when you're rude to me, you're going to get the fucking attitude back, I promise. Tina, Ernie's Tina, probably Helen. Which, by the way, I wanted to ask, does anybody know what part of Tennessee her smoke shop was in? I can't remember the name of it. I looked it up before, but I was trying to remember last night because I was going to do something else for content today, but couldn't find it. I want to cover some Ernie stuff. Yeah, chasing justice and chasing truth. Yeah, because I keep asking you to come over and answer questions and you don't. Like, how many times do you have to ask a question before you can answer it? You could put the questions right in chat. The answers. I apologize, okay? How about that? But you're not going to come to my chat and talk to me like, go fuck yourself. I have questions, and they're about Linda, not you. How do you not know nothing about these things when you're on panel with Tiffany? You're on this panel. Yins are all talking. I just find that hard to believe. No. I don't want to be sick again. Maybe next week we'll do another happy hour. Maybe every Friday we'll do happy hour. Lady, I said you might not be Kelly Fustos. Tiffany called you Kelly. I told you why I thought you were Kelly Fustos. You're not proving that you're not. And it's been days of this shit. Yeah, I know. I've had 5 lawsuits against me, a bunch of attacks. I'm getting a divorce over this shit. Summer's case has ruined my life, literally. So don't fucking come at me and tell me it's been days of this shit. It's been about 3 years for me. And now I'm just going till I get to the bottom of it. Anybody I see involved with Linda is getting questioned. She has a problem with trying to silence people. And apparently so do you, because I heard you were trying to file a lawsuit on Benny. What was that about? Guys, damn it. I don't want to keep reading all these. Hold on. Clark County, she says a lot. Lisa Key will still be around under another name, probably. Chasing, I think your name was brought up in places. That's it. We just have questions. You may not know, not directly about you. Exactly. They're about the people that you were involved with. Yeah, well, I'm always nice until I'm fucking not neither. Was it Gatlinburg? I don't know. I know Grandma went to a mineral cave at some point with Summer. They had pictures. They used to do that a lot. We're not owed answers. I think I am. When it comes to Linda, I think I am, because what was her point in silencing me? Especially when I feel like some people in my family may have had something to do with this, or some people I know connected to my family. I think I have a right to question everything Linda was involved in. She could be rude to me, rapper, but don't come over here. Like, why don't you just answer the questions? You're right. It has been days of this. Days of me asking questions, days of you not answering it and always saying it's convenient when it's at a convenience for you. Well, obviously you don't have the motherfucking time, right? My phone number is all out there, Chasing Justice. You can easily just call me. Go look up my phone number and call me, and we can have a conversation, and I can determine whether I believe you or not. Like, it doesn't make no sense that you're totally avoiding every question I'm asking. Oh yeah, Ernie. That is where they did the. Yep, you're right. It was near Gatlinburg. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna skip some of these comments because there's a lot, and I'm really behind. I'll gladly explain everything that I know. I have nothing to hide. I can't do it now. Stop making accusations, and there won't be any issues. There ain't gonna be issues anyway, and I'm not making accusations. I'm just pulling out what I see that's public. There is no accusation. The accusation is you were on these panels, you were talking to these people, you were covering that case that Linda had involvement in. That's fact. We've gone over it. None of this is a fucking accusation except for me calling you Kelly Fustos. I'll quit calling you Kelly Fustos, but you need to show somebody who you are that you aren't her. That is the only accusation I made. The rest of it has been blatant right in our face. We've all watched it together.
There was another question. I have to find it because it was a good one, and it was for you.
Okay.
Somebody was talking about asking your opinion.
I hate my mother, but did you ever look at yourself? I hate looking at myself on here. I don't even like looking at myself on the screen. I just see my mother's face. Oh, God. I was never involved in Summer's case. That's a fact. You did cover Summer's case. You said it on this panel. You covered Summer's case. We just listened to you say it on this live we're listening to. That you were involved in Summer's case and covering it. So that's a lie. I could go back and we can re-listen to when you're on panel. Do you want to do that? Because you definitely said you were covering Summer's case at some point. Right. Long before Linda came along. Those are the questions I want to know. When did Linda involve herself in with Lisa Kay? How did they meet? Is there any way you can get me in touch with Lisa Key? Not Kay. I keep calling her Lisa Kay. It's Lisa Key. I feel anybody who covers victims should have to show who they are, Luca. You never know who's involved. And 80% of the people, 80% of kidnappings, the person who did it involves themselves. I think it's extremely important that everybody that covers Summer Wells or any missing child or person or victim needs to show their face. I do. I don't think people should hide. Scott hid his face for a long time. Look where that got us. Pearl Garden's hiding her face. Replay it? Okay. Yeah, I'm not my mother. I just looked at my picture and I was like, oh my God, I look like my mom. I don't look because I see my egg donor too. I never realized till I was older how much I looked like my mom. It's crazy. I do look a lot like her. That's not cool. She could get attacked. Well, then she shouldn't be on here. I've gotten attacked. When you cover true crime, you have to expect that. Or you shouldn't do it. If you're too scared to cover it with your face, then you should not cover true crime, period. Yes. I bet. You're gorgeous, Helen. Okay, let me go back. They wanted me to go back. Let me cut this so I know where we left off. And we'll cut this because we've already listened to it. This way I could tell what we're listening to here, and then I can just get rid of it when we're done with chasing justice.
You can Google it and find and see for yourself. I mean, they don't just do drywall. If you go right through the meadows at the new buildings, you're going to see a sign, Tucker Buildings. I mean, and don't give me.
Okay, just because you have a face on your channel, if you don't talk with your mouth like I am on camera, we don't know that you. Anybody can take a picture from the internet and say that that's them. That's all I'm saying. And I'm glad you don't cover true crime no more. I don't think you should.
Me wrong. I mean, I would hire Tucker Buildings to build my house. They are good people. You know, they're
You too.
you know they've always had a good I don't know, good reputation. So I'm not trying to bash on them at all. But, you know, they're good. They're good at what they do.
Chasing your back, are you able to talk some more?
Since back with their faces. Remember how mad Ziggy got?
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
go ahead.
We're getting all the residual rain and wind from the storm. So my internet keeps going out. So I'm going to try to make this quick. So in part one, we went over kind of like the basics about what happened. Tomorrow, we're going to really dig in and focus on that day, what happened on Turkey Town Road. As I've been working with his mom, we've uncovered a lot of crazy stuff that goes on out there. And it's not something to take lightly, but apparently this kind of stuff, I mean, everything that people have speculated about, like the drug trafficking, the sex trafficking, all of that stuff is really going on in Tennessee as well as other areas. And something has got to be done about it because with everything that I have seen, there is no way that Aaron killed himself. And I believe that 150.
See, that's the thing, Chase and Justice. I would love to hear Aaron's story. Why do you believe he didn't do it to himself? If the cops ruled it a suicide and it's wrong, then okay, I would love to hear the story. However, this is you trying to say that the police are wrong. You never even met this woman or been to Tennessee, but you're going to get on YouTube and say the police are wrong, even though you haven't looked at their evidence because you've never been to Tennessee to do so. But you don't involve yourself in cases. Oh, no, fuck no. Okay.
Our main
Yeah.
goal, we would like to.
I'm sorry. Can you say again what the location of this case is?
It happened on Turkeytown Road.
And that's in Tennessee.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The house that it happened at, it's a family that has been there for 5 generations.
What does that have to do?
So we'll go over a little bit about, how we led up to that day and then focus on what happened that day. And I'm going to talk about some pictures I've seen, some evidence that was left at the scene by law enforcement. I'll tell.
You're sitting there stating evidence was left at the scene, a scene you've never been to. You're just going by the words of this dude's mom. No, I'm not saying I don't feel sorry for her loss. I definitely do. And I could see how any parent would want it to be something other than an unaliving of themselves. And trust me, I've been there. My first husband unalived himself. But here you are saying you're looking at crime scene stuff and evidence left. Who are you to say that it's evidence left? You ain't never been to Tennessee, you just said.
Tell you right now, I'm making some people in Tennessee mad.
Yeah.
With another case I'm working on, Joshua Bohannon, who is missing and has been for almost 3 months. Law enforcement instructed his family to take their Facebook page down, and they think that I am actually the person in charge of running that page.
Why did they want you to take Josh's page down? Chasing Justice. His page stayed. I actually made friends with his brother. But why did they ask you to take his Facebook page down? Chasing Justice, if they didn't think you had any fuck shit going on in any cases. Not accusations. This shit's all coming out of your own damn mouth.
Post announcing part 2 that's going to take place tomorrow for Aaron was actually reported to Facebook. So someone's watching and someone isn't wanting things to be talked about.
Yeah.
Your girl Linda. Lisa Key's girl Linda.
I just had one of my videos put, YouTube took it down. It was the one that I just did today with pictures of Summer with bruises and talking about, recognizing abuse and neglect, and they took it down.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's things going on that they don't want people talking about, and that's the cases I go after the most. Are the ones that people want to keep hidden. I've been following.
Like this one. So you went after those cases, you made it public, and now that somebody's talking about you, you're having a problem. But I'm nitpicking. Too bad you're wrong.
Summer's case, and I followed the Cash Gurning case. I just can't dig in too deep because it just, as a mom, it's just too hard on me. So I have a tendency to go after, have a lot of corruption and injustice behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just my passion, where my heart is. And that stems from what we went through when my brother-in-law was killed last year. I did most of that investigation and worked with the district attorney on my own. So there's just, I know that there's a lot of controversy and drama going on with Summer, but that all has to stop because she is the main focus. And the things I'm working on, Josh and Caitlin Ledbetter, who is also missing. We don't know where she is.
Those 2 boys? You remember them?
No.
I told you about them.
No, I I kind of came in after the West Boys.
I swear to God, let me find out you had some shit to do with Josh Bohannon's some controversy, because that there was a lot of shit. Guys, please pray that Josh Bohannon gets justice and that his ex is arrested one day.
No,
I know.
not the West Boys. I'm talking about the
Oh, the
two
other two
boys
little
in
boys that you were
Tennessee.
telling me about? No, I can't find anything on them. It's crazy.
Exactly.
So, I mean, and it's not just Tennessee. I don't give Tennessee a bad rap by any means. It's a beautiful state, and unfortunately, I might not ever be able to visit there. But
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, something has.
Why? You're not allowed to visit because of the cases you're covering? They want you to take Josh's page down? How involved did you get?
To be done. We have to take our world back from the evil that's out there. I know we'll never be able to put a complete stop to it, but we need to get some closure for these families, if nothing else.
Yes. And I actually am going to be pointing somebody in your direction.
Okay.
This case is 16 years old.
Wow.
And it sounds very much like Rabbit's case.
Yeah. And after talking to his mom, there's a few cases out there that are like that. And a lot of them tie back into the same people in one way or another. And Chase, you might know the people that I'm talking about.
Oh.
I have an uncle that lives. You're talking about the Hillman case, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I have an uncle that lives in Cookville, so I know exactly what you're talking about. When you said to Google it, I didn't even have to Google it. I knew.
So he has ties to Cookville, where Lisa Key is, where Linda gets involved. Murder billboards.
Right then, what you were saying, yes.
You know, the old man that was in the house that this happened at, he passed away recently. So that means things are going to get a lot worse out there. The main thing we're wanting to accomplish, and what I have made a vow to make it happen, is we need to get his death certificate changed from suicide. I would even take undetermined, that he has children and they don't need to grow up.
Do you know how many people want to lie with themselves? Nobody's children. I have watched my children suffer. My children still have mental issues when it comes to their dad unaliving himself. But it's not your job to tell a coroner to change somebody's death certificate. You need to leave that to the police. You are not the police, nor do you have a fucking badge. But however, I'm nitpicking.
You know, having people tell them, oh, well, your dad killed himself, because that's not the case. I mean, there's it didn't happen like that. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, they have to live without their daddy now, and that in itself is heartbreaking. And I saw a message not too long ago where his daughter had actually got in touch with his mom, and they were talking about a father-daughter dance, and she said, you know, she's always wanted to go to a father-daughter dance ever since she was a little girl. She'll never get to. And that was devastating to me.
Yeah.
It's devastating.
So tomorrow at 4:15 Central, I'll be on my other channel. It's Crime Scene Uncovered. You'll have to, when you do the filters, do it for the channel, because that's the only way it'll bring up the channel. It's so new that it just doesn't pop up in a general search.
Well, I'll put a link in the description of this whenever it's over.
Okay.
And I'll also link 423 Chase.
All right. Well, I'm going to hop off here because my signal is really low, and I know that they're working on some power lines around here. So But thank you for letting me come on and say a little bit about it. And I would love to join you again and talk more about summer and give you like my opinions on it. I haven't done that much. Last time I did that on Friday, people have been having a field day with it. But
Oh God,
we're
I know.
combating that too.
Last time she covered summer, people were having a field day with it, but she didn't cover summer. Didn't she just say that in my chat? She didn't cover summer. Hey, Jaded, how are you today? But she just told us she didn't cover summer, and I'm making assumptions and nitpicking. Here she says she covered it last Friday and people had a field day with it.
So all the bullies on the other team, you know, they're in for a big surprise.
Good. I love surprises.
All right, and Chase, I'll be in touch with you very soon, and then hopefully you can stop by tomorrow and check out my stream. All right, everyone,
I sure
have a good
will.
night.
Thank you.
I'll be in touch with you very soon. And they were talking. I cut that. Hold on, because if you go back before that, let me go back to the beginning so that I could pull it up and see where it comes in at. Hold on. I got to hit my back button. She came on twice. Let's go to the first time she came on.
And was in there for 2 minutes. Now here's what I
Everything that falls out of the parent's face is absolute trash.
well that's a lot of what I don't understand. If you know, and all we can go on is what they say. I mean,
I can't find the other part she got on, and I'm not going to waste time doing this. However, I'll clip it. I'll clip the other part where she says, Chase, you're aware of this. You're talking. We all heard it. You can go back and rewind to before Ignorant came into my chat. And now you can have the day you deserve, liar. Now I gotta split it again. Hold on, guys.
Hey,
Hold on, Bailey. I'm
I
live.
don't have a shower head for right now.
Yeah, I have two. We gotta put one on.
I know, I just took this one off
Why?
because Frankie last night I got while he was in the
Hold
shower.
on a minute, guys. I'm gonna let this play. Hold on, Bailey.
This. I'm going to reverse downstairs.
Oh, he broke it.
Yeah, so.
That's okay. I have some. I'll get one and you can put it on. You're gonna have to get the plumber's tape. Can I bum a cigarette from you?
I don't have any.
Okay. Sorry. First time hearing this. Yeah, who was the other team? No cocktails here today. You guys got enough of me yesterday. Okay, hold on, because now I gotta go to where she gets off. Where were we?
I know you don't work there, but I know you know people or, you know, some chain of connections like that. What is it? Is it awkward? Are people like still cutting up with him and or what?
no, he's you know, what I know is there's been a lot of questioning. I mean, these people's probably been questioned as much as he and Candace have been questioned. So it's pretty much hush hush, and I think everybody pretty much avoids going around him, honestly. I mean, I know that's what they do. The ones that I know anyway.
Who do you know?
So I did see a comment asking why
Dawn.
people like Don with a criminal background get hired for that sort of job. And then like Don also said that he's hired some people that all turn out to be drug people. So it's like, what is the screening process to get this job? I mean, you're working in a residential area where people's kids are outside playing and who knows what else. Like, why are these people allowed to work there?
I really can't answer that. I don't know because, you know I wouldn't hire them at my business, but here's the thing right now with this COVID going on, there's been a lot of people laid off that are actually making more money staying at home than they are working around this area anyway. So I know, you can't go anywhere in this area that somebody is not hiring. It's not hard to get a job here right now. I mean, everyone is hiring. So, maybe they took a few bad apples in something. I don't know.
Maybe. So let's see. LJ said, can you get the records for 110 Ben Hill? There are 2 tanks, one down by the road. Is that what those blue things are? Tanks?
Those blue things are covers to any kind of well system, a water system, a waste system. They're covers because a lot of those things require pumps in this area. I mean, a lot of people have to have wells, but it's the wells. It's not like what you see on TV. The cartoons and all, where you lower a bucket down in this big old hole. I mean, the wells around here are probably 5 inches in diameter, and they drill them and put a pump down there, and then it pumps the water up. So, that's a big misconception too. You can't really dump anything in a well. I mean, it's impossible.
Yeah, my grandma has a well. She lives in Louisiana, and there's a cover on it and then a metal hand pump, but it's not just like a big open void that goes way down into the earth. That's not what it looks like in real life, I don't think, from the one I've seen.
Yes.
But let's see. Yeah, somebody said that I want to find it. Let's see. I'm a general contractor. This happens all the time. They hire felons and pay them in cash.
There you go. He said it. I didn't have to. So there you go.
Under the table kind of thing.
That's the truth. And right now, he can probably attest to what I'm about to say. If he's a general contractor, I'm sure he's called people and asked for help, and they said, if I'm going to help, you're going to have to pay me under the table because I'm drawing more money right now sitting at home. So,
yeah. Oh God, my dogs are gonna start barking. You better not. No, Ash. Oh, here we go. Let me see. Oh, Enchanted Life Pass said, I think they 100% will uncover rings in this case as this case goes on. Let me mute. They're barking at thunder.
Yeah, it's going. We're going to start getting some of it too.
Where is the mute button?
Everybody keeps asking about the rings going on in Tennessee. There's three major interstates that run through Tennessee. That's 40, 81, and 65. And either one of those interstates will get you out of Tennessee, but you have to use those to get to where you're going. I mean, those are three major interstates here, and a lot of times people use them for bad things, I guess. But that reminds me of one thing. When people are looking at the maps on, they pull up where the maps are, for Rogersville and everything. There's a misconception about one.
They have that other building on the property that looks like it was a home at once. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where they had the I believe Cam went into it and showed us it, the windows. There's another building at the top of the driveway. I wonder if that was actually once the home.
It's a 81. 81 is a highway and an interstate. So be careful when you're looking at that. One, Highway 81 is what we're talking about, not Interstate 81 when you're talking about paths back and forth to the Wells property.
That must be why there's so many missing kids in Tennessee.
That's probably one reason.
That's no good. All right.
Every state has a lot of missing kids. It's sad. And all the kids need to be found. Not just Tennessee, but Tennessee does have a huge problem. Yeah.
There was another question. I have to find it because it was a good one, and it was for you.
Okay.
Weird, huh, Bella?
Somebody was talking about asking your opinion. Okay. Is it true that the locals are ready to...
Look, that's where I cut it. I found the cut. We got 23 minutes left.
That the locals are ready to take matters into their own hands?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah, they are. And that's what nobody wants. I mean, it's...
How's that lady going to say I don't cover true crime no more, but her name is Chasing Justice?
It's like I said a little while ago, humans, we're the most impatient as creature made. So we just have to keep doing what we're doing. We have to keep searching. We got to find this little girl, and we got to let the cops do their job. And they know what they're doing. But like I said, people get impatient, and the more he talks, the worse it gets. Because I'm not the only one in this area that listens to you, watches YouTube. There's more people around here does than you know. And
guys, if you don't mind, I'm going to do something real quick so we can get through this a little faster. I'm going to delete all this shit we watched. Hold on. And then I'm going to put this on 1.4.
You can Google it and see for yourself. I mean, they don't just do drywall. If you go right through the meadows at the new buildings, you're going to see a sign, Tucker Buildings. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I would hire Tucker Buildings to build my house. They are good people. They're, they've always had a good, good reputation. So I'm not trying to bash on them at all. But, they're good. They're good at what they do.
I feel like we listened to that. We did. 1 second here. Now we'll put it on 1.5. I apologize.
He's not helping. He's not helping himself.
Okay.
He's not helping himself.
Sorry, every time you stop talking, I mute because these daggone dogs. But you're right. He's not helping himself. He's going out there and he's making it apparent that the only thing that's important to him is how the public perceives him.
I don't think it gets mentioned because they just drove through. They were on their way over, and I'm assuming that's probably a way to get through. They were visiting different places while going, but I don't think that the laundry case had anything to do with Summer. Even though it is weird, huh? And then you get people like Crunk from Casey Anthony's case that lives right there related to Leslie Hill. That's weird.
And that just makes him look worse and worse and worse. And like I was telling you earlier, Dawn is finding out very publicly that he is not as smart as he thinks he is. And it's hurting him. It's a big blow to his ego, and it's not a fun feeling. And he's out there doing damage control constantly, trying to save his image. And it's not working out that way.
No, and I'll see him at least once a week. I mean, I don't speak to him. I don't say hi, throw my hand up, but there's a store in there close by that a lot of people stop at, and he goes in and out there, getting gas, whatever, and you see him. I mean, people. He needs to go to the news. He needs to do something besides what he's doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said earlier, if it was one of our kids, there is no way you would be able to stop me. Try and stop me. It wouldn't work.
No, I would be. I wouldn't take no for. I mean, I would be on it. And it's like this, Hey, if Don and Candace gave me permission, I would be over there with bells on. We would cover their property. Like I said, we will go anywhere that anybody will let us. I mean, I'll even do this, Don. If you hear this, go to my channel. You'll see my email address there. Email me. I will take you with me. I will take you with me, and we will search for your daughter. We will look anywhere you want to go. I will take you with us. This is. I told somebody this the other day. You can let things get to you emotionally and physically, and it starts to overwhelm you. And sometimes you got to step back and take time for yourself. Heal yourself, because things like this can get to you, and it just takes you over. And that's about where I'm at with it. I mean, this little girl is the heart of everybody now. I mean, she is so precious, and we need to find this little girl.
I don't know if I stopped hearing you or you stopped talking.
I stopped talking. I get a tear in my eye when
Okay, now I can't hear you anymore.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, or am I off?
He's street smart, Helen. I remember at the beginning of this, people were saying Dawn wasn't very bright or smart, but what people don't understand, here's something actually I just ran into. Where did I see it? What was I looking for? I put it on this slide. It was in a thing. I started to make a video a while back that I never finished, but it had to do with the gangs in prison where Dawn was in Texas. Dawn was involved. He was imprisoned in Texas for quite some time. And during the time he was imprisoned in Texas, there was a lot of Aryan and different gangs. So Dawn's not, he's a white, when you go into them prisons, they separate, right? Here's Dawn, the blonde hair, blue-eyed white man. He probably was with that Aryan gang. That's what you have to do in those prisons to survive. You have to pick your people, right? And I think Don is a lot smarter than people give him credit for when it comes to crime. I have a feeling Don may have been involved in trafficking for a long time. I believe it has continued since the 80s, and he just didn't get busted. That's my opinion. Jody Sue said, looking for the golden ticket, the 110. Yeah. Hi, Ghost Jessica. I talked to them about being there because they also checked into All Trails app. Nobody wants to hear opinions other than someone from the Hill did it. I agree. Who you talking about? I didn't even see you sneak in. Hope you're well today. Hope you are all doing good today.
He's not helping himself.
Sorry, every time you stop talking, I mute because he's daggone dog. But you're right. He's not helping himself. He's going out there and he's making it apparent that the only thing that's important to him is how the public perceives him. And that just makes him look worse and worse and worse. And like I was telling you earlier, Don is finding out very publicly that he is not as smart as he thinks he is. And it's hurting him. It's a blow to his ego, and it's not a fun feeling. And he's out there doing damage control constantly, trying to save his image. And it's not working.
No, and I'll see him at least once a week. I mean, I don't speak to him. I don't say hi, throw my hand up, but there's a store in the area close by that a lot of people stop at, and he goes in and out there, getting gas, whatever, and you see him. I mean, people. He needs to go to the news. He needs to do something besides what he's doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said earlier, if it was
see all the shit he's talking on Dawn, and then after this, him and Dawn become best friends, and they can't tell the truth about where they met. Dawn went on Smiley's and was like, "Oh, we've been friends for a long time. We had a fist fight, and wasn't we just talking about that yesterday?"
as one of our kids, there is no way you would be able to stop me. Try and stop me. It wouldn't work.
No, I would be. I wouldn't take no for. I mean, I would be on you. And it's like this, Hey, if Don and Candace gave me permission, I would be over there with bells on. We would cover their property. And like I said, we will go anywhere that anybody will let us. I mean, I'll even do this. Don, if you hear this, go to my channel. You'll see my email address there. Email me. I will take you with me. I will take you with me, and we will search for your daughter. We will look anywhere you want to go. I will take you with us. This is. I told somebody this the other day. You can let things get to you emotionally and physically, and it starts to overwhelm you. And then sometimes you got to step back and take time for yourself. Heal yourself, because things like this can get to you, and it just takes you over. And that's about where I'm at with it. I mean, this little girl is the heart of everybody now. I mean, she is so precious, and we need to find this little girl.
I agree with that, Chase.
I don't know if I stopped hearing you or you stopped talking.
I stopped talking. I get a tear in my eye when
now I can't hear you anymore.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, or am I off?
All right, if you can hear me, then I'll just ask you the next question.
Okay.
But I can't hear you, sadly.
Hi, Dustin. I hope you're well today.
These dogs are the worst.
I'll be glad to help.
Does anybody in chat have any questions that he can read and address while I try to figure out why in the world I can't hear him?
Happy Saturday.
Just write any questions down and try to answer them for you.
Sure. I'll throw you a link, but you got to show me your face before you come up. Oh.
Somebody in chat just said Duty Ron and Dave Rader's going to be going to Tennessee. What?
I'll get in touch with them. I'll be glad to get in touch with them.
Emre said that. I heard Duty Ron and Dave Rader from EquiSearch are going to Tennessee next week.
Okay, it's been Forge. I haven't heard of any sponsoring thing.
Hello.
TBI doesn't need to blame social media. They need to blame the people that are doing this.
Yeah.
How are you today?
I just subscribed to your channel.
Oh, thank you. Do you follow Summer's case?
Not really.
No.
Nope.
You just wanted to pop on and say hi?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm happy you did. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay. So you don't know about Summer Wells? She's a missing 5-year-old girl from Hawkins County, Tennessee.
Nope.
No?
I don't know about her.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to let this video play. You're welcome to stay.
Okay, thank you.
Listen to the video. Thank you for coming up.
Okay.
All right.
Social media. I mean, social media is out here, period. It's not going anywhere. They need to stop everyone who's doing and saying what they're doing on it, if that makes any sense at all.
I think we're good.
Chase, did you, well, not Chase, Chasing, did you want to come back up since you're still here and maybe do some questions since I can't even hear?
If I can find out who owns that vacant house across from them and get permission, I'll gladly search it. Like I said, we'll go anywhere. Not sure about the old mail place. I've not heard that one. There's a lot of places we've searched around the area of Ben Hill Road. I can't really say a whole lot there.
I know a good question.
Okay.
Remember you said that there was a rumor going around that you're part of Predator Hunter Nation. Do you want to address that?
Yeah. Mama always told me that there'd be days like this. So.
Who said Chase was part of Predator Hunter Nation? Let's listen.
Because of the way I sound, I guess. I've been told that I'm part of them, and this, that, and the other. I don't even know who those guys are. I know as much about them as everyone else does, and that's not a lot.
Yeah, so just clearing that up right there. So we did, well, me and someone else, we did email Chris McDonough just because in his live last night, it did sound like he wasn't aware of the time that Dawn was gone. And I don't know how much TBI and the law enforcement shares with him, but we did email him and trying to get it to where he can talk to some of the people that would know factual.
Y'all ready for some of my own drama? My husband gets daily pay. Okay? Every day we have a plan where he just sends me money and we don't argue. We don't have to fight. We don't have to nothing. These are the messages I get from him. I requested him. You see me down here. I was checking my emails and sent a request for my money so he doesn't forget. It's because I don't want to argue with him. Here's what he writes. The money didn't come yet. I'll get it to you when it gets here. You keep requesting it. You're treating me like an ATM machine. Fuck you, Earl. Just send the fucking money. You don't need to send me ignorant ass fucking messages. I'll just say it live because now you're taking out of my live time. I'm going to message you. I answered this live. No need for ignorance. I was not ignorant to you. So over it. Last night he was cussing me out after he told me my sister wrote him, and I was like, well, did you tell her that you were playing games with her husband? No, I'm not going to do that. I called him a narcissist. I said he don't take blame for nothing. You don't take blame for nothing. No, bitch, I've been on here telling the whole world I take blame for my part in everything. I can admit when I'm wrong and you're a fucking narcissist. There's no need for ignorant ass fucking messages from you. I'm not being ignorant with you. Stop it. And I told you I will fucking embarrass you every time you talk to me like I'm dirt. Stop it.
Okay, now I lost you. I can't hear you.
I have no idea what happened. But so for anybody who
Okay, you're gone again. I can't hear you.
Mine too, Helen. Men suck and they don't care. Like I'm treating him like an ATM. I don't mean to, Earl. I have to survive too. You signed up for that role when you signed the marriage certificate, and I promise you I'm trying to get my income up so that I don't have to depend on you anymore. If you think this is what I want, I don't. It's kind of quite fucking embarrassing that I have to go beg you for money every fucking day. And it's even more embarrassing when you treat me like I'm a piece of shit for games you started and take no accountability for.
I think she may have lost power, maybe.
I have no idea why it keeps kicking me out of my own freaking stream. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so again, yesterday, we emailed Chris McDonough. So hopefully he reads the email and reaches out to the people who would be able to say factually, or whatever. Can you guys hear me? My little thingy's not moving.
I can hear you.
This is nuts. Okay, I am definitely going to go with StreamYard or something else because Restream is not working out for me. I'm going to have to see other people. So my timeline is Dawn woke up around 6:30 or 7. He left, got to work probably. You say somebody seen him there around 8:30. I'm going to say he probably got there because I hear that they're supposed to be there by 7:30. So maybe he was a little late. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But he was there. And then at 3:30, he left for 35 minutes, came back, left again at 5:30 whenever people seen him taking a call from Candace. But he stayed in the Jonesboro area for 53 minutes until he called police at 6:23. When he called police at 6:23, he then went home. And maybe he was en route home. But the point is, 53 minutes later, after you get the 5:30 call, you were still in Jonesboro. So
we should.
Yeah, it doesn't take 53 minutes.
I guess the search started at 7:03. I'm not sure what time he actually pulls up to his own house.
Yeah,
So
I'm a big fan of your
that's my timeline. I'm going to just pass it over to you and let you have a chance to say what you think happened, your theory, and then my dogs are really getting on my nerves. And so then we're going to end it after that. So go ahead. I'm going to pass the mic and you can let everybody know what your theory is with the times that are true to you and in your perception of things.
Okay. Like I said, all we can do is go on what they say and what what we actually know, and we really don't know that much because it keeps changing. I mean, he said one time he got up about 6 o'clock, but then he said he got up at 3 o'clock to help a 4-wheeler or something that was down the road there. So, right there, you don't know what times are correct there. But we, like you said, we do know he.
Well, that's why, Jaded, I sent him the request for the money so that we don't need to argue. You know what I mean? There's no need in arguing. I'm not really using you as an ATM. I just need to survive. And I promise, the very second I'm able to survive myself, I will quit taking his money because I don't want it. It's embarrassing that I even have to do this. Right now, it's my only way of living. I would prefer not to argue with him. That's why I do the request for money just as a reminder every day so we don't got to fight. I don't need the ignorant replies back from this dude. Like 21 years of this. No contact with. I'm trying. We, when it comes to the grandbabies and my sister, I don't have a Facebook. So when he was here them 4 days, I had written my sister from his Facebook. And that's how we started talking a little bit yesterday, was because he told me my sister had wrote back. But he doesn't tell her why I wrote her. You know what I mean? Like, you played all these games with my YouTube, with my family. Good thumbs up, honey. But you don't want to tell her what you did, and now you want to get smart with me. Yep, that's what I did. Like last night when he was writing me about, I'm not a narcissist, he just kept going and going. I ignored it. There's no need to argue back and forth with somebody that doesn't see an issue with their own damn problem or how they were wrong. I agree, Helen. Gab will put your phone number up for just a minute, please.
I'm a big fan of your channel, Crystal.
You're welcome. You gonna come down? I don't know. All your answers are in Benny's chats. Gab will put your number up for just a minute. Please, her. I bet you she did. She probably did put my number up. They doxed my son that I didn't raise. Caused a whole bunch of issues, which is really weird because the Janine Mural name connects to my son's father. Just a lot of crazy shit with people in my locals, and it doesn't help anything. All to get me off YouTube. Did you reach out to Dean, Adrian, Jenny, or did he reach out to you? Do you mind telling me how all that came about and you got private information that isn't public? I'm still really curious about that. Oh, your link for Helen. It is hard to do. It's getting easier, though. Yes. Okay. Benny and Gab will put your number up. I bet they did. It's all over the place. That's why I just give it now. Hey, if any of y'all want to call me, 412-927-8389. It's all over the fucking internet. Thanks to them. I've just been sharing it. I actually do have 2 other lines. I'm going to turn one of them on so I can have a more private number and just leave this one on for YouTube. I just got to get a phone to do it. I've been waiting and procrastinating doing it. Now I need the money to do it. But the crazy is in the PA tap water. You ain't kidding. From these damn 3 rivers down here. Dead bodies and all. Yeah, it's hard to do. Don't mean to sound like it's easy. It's a decision one must make whether to let it bother you or not. Sounds simple, but it's not. It can be done, though. I'm trying. Getting stronger every day, Jaded. Yep. I sure wouldn't bite the hand that feeds me either. Just saying. Yeah. I just don't want to fight with them. You know what I mean? There's no point in the fight. We got to learn to adult together. We're still married and we still share a daughter who doesn't talk to me, and because of him. He's caused me, that's right, big muscles. Muscles. All right, this is almost over. We're getting to the end.
Was taken.
It's informative to go back and listen to these and see all the stuff you missed that now means something that didn't back then. You think of it like you were listening to this as it was happening, and we're all champion for them. Like, yeah, you're Summer's protectors, and we're going to find Summer. But now that you go back and listen, it's just a whole bunch of shady shit. Like, money stolen and
Was, I believe it was like 26 minutes. So there's that. I'm just going to put that out there. Let people make what they will of it.
I agree. Thank you.
Yeah, like I say, there's a whole lot going on around, on social media. People
So I wanted to say thank you for coming on, and I'm sorry it was so difficult to get everything going and with the sound and all that and the dogs. But everybody go and have a look and subscribe to his YouTube page because he puts out good information and a good look of the area. And he's doing God's work. He's doing everything.
I wish Chase didn't delete his channel. I wish I got a lot of Chase content, but I don't have it all. And I wish that he would have left everything up the way it was when he decided to end. I will never understand why all these people took their content down.
In his power and then some to find Summer. So we're all here to support you, and I thank you again. If you want to say anything else before we go, and then we'll just hop off here, and I'll probably talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, I just say, everybody just keep doing your part. No matter what you do, whether it's a prayer, no matter what, if you tell one person a day, and 100 people tells one person a day, then there's 100 more, and then they tell somebody, and they tell somebody. Tiffany Marie, go to her channel. She's got flyers that you can print. I mean, guys, this is so easy. Just take 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all it takes. Do one little thing, and that one little thing could be everything. And keep praying. But like I said, I will be more than glad to search anywhere. So if anybody has any ideas, please get my.
That's what I've been doing this whole time, is I just go back to the beginning, because I feel like mama of 15. Holy cow, I hope you don't have 15 kids. If you do, bless you. You're an amazing woman. But I think it's important to always go back and listen, because that's when you're going to get the most details. That's when the most details were coming out. That's when the family and the people that were involving themselves did the most talking. Like, we're not getting that now. What is there to look at now? I got hair in my mouth. Ew, sorry. I don't know if it's the fan blowing my hair in my mouth. But that's when we're going to get the most information, is from the beginning, when these people all first started coming out and talking. As you can see, this live right here is way before the billboards, way before the marathon, but it's what led up to it. You know what I mean? All the money schemes. It's exactly what led up to it. If someone treats you like that, you'll bite. I'm missing a tooth. It's a little harder. Directing subs on a calm pyramid. Yeah. The truth is the very first info we got, 100%. And I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Now I sound like Prayer Garden. Okay, that's pretty much the end of this. She's saying goodbye. I guess we'll listen. There's like a minute left. And then it's going to go, or did I cut it to music? Hold on.
My email. It's the word 4 and then the numbers 23chase at Yahoo. Just send me an email. If you have any ideas, whatever. I don't care. I will do whatever it takes. And there's a lot of other people.
Does anybody want to correct her? Anybody in my chat want to tell her what I said? That's not what I said, Anna. But I'll tell you what, you can go back and listen to the rest of my content because I'm not going to explain it every time. I've addressed it a million trillion times. And if you watch me, you would know that. So you just came in here to troll. They try, don't they? They just want to come in and troll and make things up and not go through it or listen to the whole context of it. Maybe you should go listen to my content and then you would have a better idea of what exactly it is I said and did. I explain it many times. I did say that. Why don't you go listen? Because I didn't know about it. Go listen to my content, Anna. Until then, hold on. Bye-bye. Oh, I'm in the mood to kick them today.
You just had to ban somebody.
All the time. I get the major trolls here. But anyway, so I see you don't really follow Summer. How's your day? What did you want to come talk about? Anybody else want a link? Justin?
To see if anybody else.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else wants a link. But how's your day?
My day's been pretty good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm an awesome person. You are awesome too, Crystal.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You're awesome too. Thank you for coming up on panel and sitting here, even though you don't follow Summer's case.
Yeah.
Prayer Garden. Justin, I don't mean to be rude, but can I kick you from the studio because I have to deal with this Prayer Garden person. I want her to come up here and it's going to be a fight.
Okay. I'll just type in your chat. It's okay.
Sounds
I'll be
like
in chat. I don't mind it.
Come back up another time. Just right now, I got to deal with this. Who I have on the screen, Prayer Center of America.
Okay.
She's like the
Okay, Crystal.
Antichrist.
I'll be in chat.
Thank you, honey. Aw, he was nice. Thank you for coming up. Hair Prayer Garden. I did say my family did it. I said my family probably funded it. And that there's ties and connections that probably lead right back to you, Prayer Garden. Do you want to come up here and tell me how you know Beth? Why you and Beth are such good friends? The neighbor to my old house where I grew up at? Come on, Sing Garden. You finally came in my chat. Let's go. Why don't you come up and tell me about your local ties? Where are you from? Ohio? What part? Cleveland? Canton? Who are you, Prayer Garden? You want to come show your face? Justin, I'm sorry I kicked you off for this. I really did want this bitch to come up here. She's like the Antichrist. You're not worth the salt in your damn bread. Lead alone my time. Lead alone my time. Then why are you in my chat? You came here. I didn't come to you. I must be worth some time because you came over here to troll. Why ain't you been covering Summer? Let's talk about this gravesite, Prayer Garden. I hope I wasn't too bad yesterday, guys. We're going to have another happy hour Friday. Every Friday, I'm going to do a happy hour. I think next time I'll just have the low carb Coronas, though. That's right. Get behind us, Satin. In your begging suit. Middletown, Ohio. How far is that from Canton? He sure did. Because I've explained it a million times. Xana knows best. It's all throughout my content for the last, I'd say, 2 months. You can go listen to it. There's an explanation. Why do I have to get on here and explain it when I have many videos about it? I didn't keep a secret, honey. I didn't know about it. I discovered it when somebody pretending to be an FBI agent, Benny, Jody Sue, my cousin, came into my chat and told me about it, and then I started linking it. I don't have contact with my family, honey. I don't talk to them. So you can go back and listen to all my other content and come back again under another name when you're done, because I'm just going to keep banning you. Hi, Linda. Hey, I just emailed you. I checked my emails today. I was looking for Gonzo. He didn't email me, but I'm going to go over to his channel and see if he wants to make a time to come up and grab a link, as he said he would. 80 miles from Pittsburgh. How far is she from Cleveland and Canton? That's what I want to know. She sure is, with her Cash App. Gang, gang, every time. Never misses a beat. And then she'll say God sent it to her. Blood money, per Gordon. That's more like from the devil. Hubble bubble, toil and trouble. No, I'm actually going to end, honey. She's not coming up, but I'm going to end my live because I've been on for 2 hours and 43 minutes. I do want to try to come back tonight, but I'm going to have to take a nap because, like I said, I woke up at 3 a.m. I got drunk, did my live very early, and then went to sleep and didn't get up till the middle of the night. 3.5 hours. Then she grifts just as hard off God. She definitely does. She's a sinner. And as you see, she can't answer any of my questions, and she won't. Okay, that sounds fun. I'll see you then, Justin. Thank you for coming up. But what did you and your family do to this little girl? I'm not going to jail, honey. Here, real quick before I go, let me show you something. Let's do it again. I have one video that will prove everything you're saying wrong, and it'll tell you that the police came here and said, I'm not going to jail and I'm not in trouble. They're here to protect me. But here you go. You must have missed this. Prayer Garden, I hope you're watching.
Hey, Crystal?
Hi, can I ask what the problem is?
There's not a problem. I'm with the Pittsburgh Police.
And I'm worried because they're threatening me.
You're not in trouble, and there's nothing you're going to tell me that's going to get. I'm actually here to check on you and make sure you're okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
More than anything. So, maybe people involved in sex trafficking. If you want to talk to me about that, that's what we do.
Can I show it to you?
You can show me everything you want.
Can you give him? I'm not in trouble. He let me show it. I turned it in. I actually look like my mom. But okay. Thank you. Jesus. Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to go take a nap because I woke up in the middle of the night. I try to do 2 a day. That's been my latest thing, except for the last couple days. You're being dishonest, and I can promise you this. You're going to lead to jail time for you if you did something to a little girl, and now I'm suspicious of you. Good. I hope you are. Fucking stupid. I do have a basement. My washer and dryer's down there. I actually got a couple cats locked down there right now because they've been fighting. I have laundry. My children go down to the basement every day to do things. Yeah. Most houses in Pittsburgh have basements. And it has a door to it too, and a window. You could look into it. You gonna come here and stalk me? You want to know what's in my home? Where do I occasionally go? I haven't left Pittsburgh in 20 years. No, 2015, I went on my honeymoon to Miami. Actually, I am related to Jody Sue, but it's through marriage. But yeah, that's what I discovered. Holy shit, Anna. Do you want a link? Do you want to come show your face since PG won't? I'm going to bet that's PG or one of her minions, probably Phoebe. Would you like a link? You have so much to say. Do you want to come show your face? Crazy. Did you not just listen to the video I played, Anna? Nothing you say or do can get you into trouble. You're not in any trouble. And then he goes on to say it again. So you can go watch my video and give me a view. You can watch my content so that you can get an understanding, because obviously you don't know how to comprehend things. Oh, Phoebe is asleep. That's not what I said, honey, but you need to go listen to what I did say. It would be helpful before you come over here and attack and make accusations. Many lives, probably about 15 of them. Any of them in the last 2 months you could probably go listen to and you'll get the story. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I don't have time for her. She's just going to keep coming back under different names or under the same name but making different. Justin, I'm done, honey. I'm not allowing nobody else up. I'm just ending, okay? I apologize. All right, guys. Peace and love. I'll see you later tonight, hopefully. Anna, fuck yourself. Chasing Justice, fuck yourself. And Prayer Garden, suck my ass. Peace and love to the rest of you. Good night. Or goodbye, not good night. Maybe good night for me. See you all later.